Well, welcome everyone to the June 14th Public Council meeting for the town of Conception Bay South. And this is a special evening this evening because for the first time since prior to COVID, we have a group of people joining us in the chambers this evening. And I can't tell you how happy I am for the first time as mayor of Conception Bay South to see people in the back of our public chambers. So fantastic. It's great to have you here, and we have a few presentations coming up in a little bit, but we got to do some business before we get there. So first off, I'm going to call for adoption of the meeting agenda for June 14th. Moved by Councillor Tilley, seconded by Councillor Butler. Adoption of the meeting minutes of May 17th, 2022. Moved by Councillor Hillier, seconded by Councillor Hardy. Business arising from previous minutes will be dealt with later in this meeting and in meetings to come. And now we have visitors' presentations and petitions, and the first thing you'll see there is council travel, and that information is provided for the information for those who like to see that and know where the travel money is being spent. They can see it there, and councillors travel on behalf of residents to represent our town, and fantastic that they do that. So we're going to move right to the presentation of Shield hockey proceeds, and I'm going to turn on a different microphone now. There we go. Technical glitches, no problem. So, what we have first, I'm going to call upon the chair of our Recreation Committee, Councillor Shelley Moores, to come on up. Okay, so what we have here is the Villanova Junior High winners of the Akita Junior High boys. Jane Murphy is a rep. And Will Carroll is here, I believe, and Gracie Penny is going to come on up and receive the proceeds from the Shield game. Congratulations, guys.
I'd just like to say before we do this that I watched all the games, and I was very excited, not to say who I'm cheering for, but I'm very excited to see Villanova win, so congratulations. And I know everyone was excited to have the Shield back again this year, so congratulations.
Yep.
Councillor Bent, if I could, Mayor Bent, sorry, the money for the junior highs is for that particular school. So I think we need to get the two junior highs together, I think, isn't it? There's one check for one junior high.
Villanova Junior High, yeah.
Yeah.
And we're going to do the next one, Frank Roberts.
Yeah, so there's a female junior high.
Is there? Okay.
I think so. Anyway, just let
No,
me
I've
check.
only got one check for each junior high, so.
Yeah, okay, go ahead.
Okay.
Should we check the envelope?
So thank you, yes, thank you, Councillor Morris. So next up, I'd like to call on Deputy Mayor Goss. And Frank Roberts Junior High were the winners of the Akita Junior High Shield. And we are asking Matt Keynes and Morgan Rustin to come on up with us for the picture and the check presentation. Congratulations, guys.
I don't know what I did there. I fucked up.
Okay, thank you. And next we'll ask Councillor Paul Connors, the Rec Committee, to come up for a presentation of the Holy Spirit High, who won the Shield. And we got John Lee, Logan Noseworthy, Lisa Hardy, and Aiden Kelly come up for the presentation. And you were probably right. There's the two names on each check, but that's fine. No, I'm just kidding. Congratulations, guys. Okay. And next I'll call on Councillor Rex Hillier. Queen Elizabeth High School, the winners of the Fred Squires and Annie Parsons Shields, Brandon Field, Drew Shepard, Cole Goss, and Mackenzie Daw. Good job, guys. Spent that last one? Perfect. Great. Okay, thank you very much and congratulations to the Shield winners this year. It was better late than never. We held it in May instead of February during the Winterfest. Next year we'll aim for February, so hopefully that'll work out. Next we're going to move on to some special presentations for some special curlers in our town. Team Young, Ben Stringer and Nathan Locke, and I'll call upon Councillors Tilly and Butler to come up and help with the presentations. Come on up, guys. There you go. You guys move over there. So just to go over this for a second, the 2021 Junior Nationals in Saskatoon silver medalists, 2022 Under-21 provincial champions, 2022 New Holland Junior Nationals at Stratford, Ontario, 2022 NL Men's Provincial Tankard Champions, and we all enjoyed watching you guys for sure online and on television at the Tim Hortons Briar this past year in Lethbridge. Congratulations. Thank you for representing the province and the town of Conception Bay South well. Thank you, Councillors Butler and Tilly. And I'd like to call upon Councillors Hardy and Barrett to come up and we'll do the final presentation this evening. And this is for Team Locke, female team. Kaylee Locke is the skip. I believe Kaylee's here this evening. And Kaylee is the 2022 Under-18 provincial champion. 2023 Canada Games representative. She'll be going to PEI representing the province there. And the 2022 Under-18 Nationals in Oakville, Ontario. Congratulations, Kaylee. Great job. Perfect. Thank you very much. Okay, back to the regular business, and before I get there, I just want to say thank you to everybody for coming in this evening for these presentations. It means a lot to us as council to have people back in, and you're the first ones, and it's fantastic to be doing something as wonderful as presenting out the checks for the Shield and recognizing some great curlers here in our town, and you guys are representative of the fantastic talent that we have. So thank you very much for coming. And I know you're probably going to want to stay along and listen to the rest of the council meeting, but don't feel obligated. But if you're worried about not being able to get some sleep tonight, you might want to stay, and we'll help you along with that. Anyways, thank you for coming. Okay, we have some proclamations to do now, and the first one here, if I'll get it open. National Indigenous Peoples Day, June 21st proclamation. So whereas the Constitution of Canada recognizes the existing rights of the Indigenous peoples of Canada, and whereas in the Constitution of Canada, Indigenous peoples of Canada include the First Nations, Inuit, and Métis peoples of Canada, and whereas June 21st is celebrated as National Indigenous Peoples Day in honor, recognition, and celebration of the valuable contributions made by the Indigenous peoples of Canada to Canadian society, and whereas many Indigenous peoples celebrate the summer solstice, which has important symbolisms to their cultures. Therefore, I, Mayor Darren Bent of the town of Conception Bay South, proclaim June 21st, 2022 as National Indigenous Peoples Day and urge my fellow citizens to recognize the contributions of Indigenous people in our community. Okay, next proclamation we have this evening is going to be read by Councillor Melissa Hardy for Pride Month.
Thank you, Mayor. Whereas the rainbow flag is raised in celebration of Pride Month and to honor the 2S LGBTQIA+ community members of the town of Conception Bay South, the colors of the flag represent the diversity of the 2S LGBTQIA+ community. The color red signifies life, orange is healing, yellow is sunlight, green represents nature, blue represents serenity, peace, and harmony, and purple represents spirit. And whereas June is Pride Month to recognize and commemorate the Stonewall Uprising in June 1969 in New York City, which sparked the social movement for human rights of lesbian and gay people. And whereas during Pride Month, the world's 2S LGBTQIA+ communities come together to celebrate sexual diversity and the freedom to be themselves, to overcome prejudice, and to be accepted for who they are. And whereas Pride Month is a movement to protest discrimination and violence, to promote dignity, equal rights, and self-affirmation in the way of increasing awareness of the issues of the 2S LGBTQIA+ people face. Whereas Pride Month raises awareness and understanding of the 2S LGBTQIA+ community while promoting equity, inclusivity, and a greater acceptance of diversity. And whereas the town of Conception Bay South is honoring Pride Month as June 2022 to support, recognize, and celebrate contributions and diversity of the 2S LGBTQIA+ people to our communities, and therefore, I, Melissa Hardy, Councillor of the town of Conception Bay South, do hereby proclaim the month of June 2022 to be the Pride Month in the town of Conception Bay South, and encourage residents to commit to continuing awareness, inclusions, and acceptance for all members of our community, regardless of gender identity, race, age, and beliefs.
Thank you, Councillor Hardy, and tomorrow at 12:30, Council will proudly fly the Pride flag at our entrance area at the top of Fowler's Road, and for all to see for the month of June. Next proclamation is for Recreation Month, and that goes to the Chair of the Recreation Committee, Councillor Shelley Moores.
Thank you, Mayor. Proclamation Recreation Month, whereas the community of Conception Bay South recognizes that recreation enhances quality of life, active living, and lifelong learning, helps people to live happier and longer, develops creativity, and builds healthy bodies and positive lifestyles. And whereas recreation provides opportunities for personal growth and development for people of all abilities and can be especially helpful to people living with disabilities. And whereas our parks, open spaces, and trails ensure ecological sustainability, provide space to enjoy nature, help maintain clean air and water, and preserve plant and animal wildlife. And whereas recreation is an important contributor to community economic development, which creates jobs, fosters tourism, and makes communities more attractive places in which to live, learn, work, and play. Therefore, I, Shelley Moores, Councillor, Ward 1 Councillor in Conception Bay South, hereby proclaim the month of June to be Recreation Month.
Thank you, Councillor Moores. So now we're going to move into our new business section, and I know it's been a few weeks since we've had a council meeting, so I'm sure there's going to be lots of new business to deal with over the next little bit. So I'm going to start to my left, Councillor Gerard Tilley. You can lead it off tonight.
Thank you, Your Worship. I wasn't expecting to go first. I just got the one. I'd like to give a shout out to Conception Bay South resident Roger Powell. Roger Powell is the president of the Conception Bay Junior Renegades Asante Wealth Management Junior Hockey League, and he was awarded the Jerry Taylor Memorial Junior Council Meritorious Award this past weekend for his outstanding service to junior hockey in the province of Newfoundland and Labrador. So I just want to take a minute just to recognize Roger for all the work he's done in the Conception Bay South, and congratulations on behalf of the town. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Tilley. Councillor Butler.
Thank you, Your Worship. First of all, June 18th, which is this Saturday, is Celebrate National Garden Day. The Heir of the Garden Committee, comprised of members from the Parks Commission, Country Garden Club, local residents, and the business community, have collaborated to create a schedule of events for National Garden Day on June 18th. There are 4 open house events planned and a fascinating talk from Dr. Megan Burchell titled The Archaeologist's Garden. Some members of the business community, including Home Hardware, Hickey's, and Good to Grow, have planned a range of activities and promotions to promote Year of the Garden. Please check the events calendar on the town website for detailed information on times for each event, or feel free to contact staff at the town hall. And I have a couple of other little tidbits here. I do have some other things, but I'll do them under committee when we go around. I want to congratulate Theatre CBS on their second stage production, The Hollow. It was just outstanding. At All Saints Parish Hall, it was full. Each night was a full house. And it was kind of a different thing. It was they had to learn a lot of lines, and it was a little different than the one they did at Christmas time, It's a Wonderful Life. And I was just so pleased with the performance, the actors, the stage, the costumes. The whole thing was just absolutely fantastic, and a big bravo to all of them, and looking forward to their next venture. I want to congratulate CBS Community Youth Choir on their inaugural concert that was at Thompson United Church last week. I brought greetings on behalf of the town, and it was a great success, a very young group of individuals, and I congratulate Brett Bay and Andrea Powell on putting this together and volunteering their time to bring these young voices together. It was a wonderful performance. And one more item, I want to congratulate posthumously Mr. David Gill for the award of the Paul Harris Fellow from Rotary Club of Avalon Northeast for his work with Chamberlain's Park. I actually met David a long time ago when both of us served on the Conception Bay South Integrated School Board, you got to be pretty old to even know that existed now. But he was on that board with me, and that was when I first met the man, and he's just such a wonderful human being. Very sad by his passing in December, but I know that his family was given the award posthumously, and I wanted to congratulate them, and just wanted to say thank you, and he was a wonderful man, and I've only seen wonderful things written about him along with the award on social media. Thank you, Your Worship.
Thank you, Councillor Butler. Councillor Morris.
Thank you, Mayor Brand. First off, I want to mention the 3-hour challenge, which was a huge success, thanks to the residents and sponsors that were involved this year. We had over 100 groups registered, which equated to over 600 people giving their time to help clean our streets, neighborhoods, businesses, parks, and playgrounds, and more. I want to say a big thank you to our annual sponsor, Tim Hortons, as well as this year event sponsors, the Shoreline News and Musically Inclined, for helping to make this year's event possible. We were also very fortunate to receive a grant from the MMSB as part of the Come Home Year grant program that went towards purchasing supplies for this year's cleanup. So a big thank you to everyone that participated. Also, I just want to let everyone know that the town will be holding its annual Canada Day celebration on July 1st. The community celebration will take place next to the Conception Bay South Recreation Complex from 1 to 3 p.m. There will be musical entertainment, bouncy castles, a barbecue by the CBS Lions Club and more, and that evening there will be a firework display at 10 p.m. And road closures will be in effect during the fireworks show. Full details, of course, can be found on the town's website in the coming days. And last, I just want to mention the Community Better Challenge. This is a nationwide initiative hosted by Participation to help encourage people to get moving during the month of June. Residents can track any movement activity using the Participation app or website and enter any minutes by someone with a CBS postal code, and it all goes towards our community total. This is very easy to do. My family's set up on it, and every day I input, well, I have my watch set up to it, but we input everything that they do. So I encourage everyone to participate, because as of right now, we are in 3rd place. So we need to keep being active and keep uploading all of those walks minutes, and even like putting the garbage out counts. So putting recycling out, whatever you're doing, you can add that in. So that's all for me. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Morris. Councillor Barrett, sorry.
Thank you, Your Worship. Well, earlier this evening we had a number of important proclamations for different significant awarenesses throughout the month of June. I wanted to bring forward another, which was Environment Week, which was held June 5th to June 11th last week, and being the Mr. Climate Change that I am, I just want to provide a few Coles notes on some of the things going on in the town and kind of paint a bit of a picture on some of the environmental initiatives for folks to kind of consider. So first of all, I just want to give a shout out to a local CBS business. Recently I hired Heat Pump Solutions to come to my house and take out my furnace oil and install heat pump. And Heat Pump Solutions is a great business in the town, and doing my part to lower our collective GHG emissions and get off the oil and get on the clean energy. And so I was thinking, while Heat Pump Solutions is at the house, now's a good time to get out, get on the bike, use the app that Councillor Moore's mentioned. And so I'm on my bike and I'm going down Route 60, and the first thing I see on my right is Chamberlain's Park. And I think about on June 8th, as Councillor Butler mentioned, I was delighted to see the Cynthia Gill and Susan Bonnell honored of the Paul Harris Fellow in memory of David Gill and his contributions to Chamberlain's Park. And I've known David while he through his contributions, and he was a great man and a true steward to the environment. And so I was really happy to see that last week. And as I continue down Route 60, I see on my right Villanova Junior High. And again, on June 8th, I was happy to be there as part of the town for their Watershed Heroes Climate Action Day. It's a town-sponsored event. We had a number of junior highs there learning about environmental awareness. I had a number of speakers in. I provided some greetings and some prizes to groups that participated in the program, and it was a beautiful day. You know, it's always a great day in God's country here in CBS, so that was a great time to do that. And so I'm going down Route 60, I get to Manuel's River, and I'm starting to get a little thirsty, and so I duck into 9 Penny Brewing, and it's like, well, as it happens, if you're there on 9 Penny on a bicycle during the month of June, you get 15% off. So it's like, well, that's great. I'm going to go in the tap room, get a pint or two, get my 15% off. That's great. And so I'm done. I do my support local brewery here in CBS, and as we all know, the location of 9 Brewery is right next to the Trailway in CBS. And that particular intersection on Dawson's Run, we have trail counters all throughout the city, or all throughout the town. And that particular spot, through the month of May, seen over 4,000 unique visitors. And we have very active green spaces all throughout the town, and it's great to see folks using that green space. And I wasn't the only one there that day, and so I make my way to Town Hall, almost at Town Hall, going up to Remembrance Square. The first thing I see in the parking lot is the level 2 charging station. And so I wanted to let folks know, if you weren't aware, if you have an electric vehicle, you want to get a bite to eat downtown CBS, you want to go do some shopping, you can park at Town Hall, get a free charge, and go on your way, merry way. And just so folks are aware, I'm officially dibsing that my spot in the fall when I get my plug-in electric vehicle. Anyways, I just say this little vignette, Your Worship, is because you know, we all love CVS because of our natural assets here and the environment, and we're getting the summer season, and I just want to encourage folks to get out and enjoy, you know, do your part for the environment, and yeah, enjoy, buy local, and see you on the trail. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Barrett. You set the bar high for presentations by council. I'm wondering who I'm going to pick on to go next now, but when you were doing that, I was thinking to myself, maybe you've found something. Maybe we could do an environmental shop local bike tour in CBS for anybody, because I know there's lots of biking groups around that would probably like to do something like that as well.
I'll lead the charge.
Perfect. Thank you. I think I'd just be tired doing the bike, let alone anything else that you did there. But thank you very much for that. And Councillor Hardy, you drew the short stick. You got to follow Councillor Barrett.
Thank you, Mayor Bent. I kind of pointed to Councillor Connors, but you missed a little point there. Just a couple of things I had noted here to talk about, but some of my fellow councillors already spoke about it, but certainly no harm in reiterating them. The Participation Action app, you can also get your team, so I'm on a couple of sports teams, so, you know, get your teams involved as well, because the more people we have, the closer we'll get to being in first place. And I think as a community, we all want to be the first place. I know my fellow councillors here, including yourself, Mayor, we're all pretty competitive, so we certainly want to do our part to get that golden ribbon at the end. Also with the 3-hour community challenge that we had a few weeks ago, for all the families that I saw when we were cleaning up the roads on the side roads, we were in the ditches, the kids were loving it. Like the stuff that they were picking up, how come someone would throw this out their window and it land in the garbage? And like, it's so interesting to see the lens and the angle that the kids are taking on it. So it was really, that was my second time participating, my first time with kids participating. So I certainly encourage people the next time we have it to get out and participate. And then you followed up with an appreciation event at the Robert French Memorial Stadium. That was a huge success as well. Everyone, just got up there, you had a hot dog, you had a few Timbits, a coffee, and then you jumped over to the bouncy castles. And, we certainly had some of the bigger kids even participating who are kids at heart. So I certainly enjoyed my time in the bouncy castle. They let me go in as a big kid. The last thing I wanted to bring forward is the 2022 Canada Summer Games was announced on June 1st, and we have 5 athletes from CBS who are going to be representing Newfoundland. Very proud this August, 7th to the 12th in Niagara, Ontario. We have 3 on the women's team, Isabel Curry, Amelia Smith, Ellie Stafford, and on our men's team we have Daniel Pierce and James Travers. The assistant coach is also from the CBS Bluefins, who I guess in his time was one of his top swimmers, and I'm told he's still in his very, very young 20s, so certainly an accomplishment to also be the assistant coach now for the Canada Summer Games. And even though it's a small team, they certainly have a big showing to represent here in Newfoundland. Each one of the swimmers have a different strength, and they focus on different swim strokes. Ellie Stafford is the youngest on the distance swimmer for the team, and I certainly had the pleasure to watch her get to where she is today. She's certainly someone to be watched. And each one of the athletes have won different medals, and they're all top achievers in the various meets that they participated. Daniel actually recently represented CBS at the Eastern Canadians, and James is certainly, I'm told, is going to have his turn next year, so that's certainly exciting. And Amelia, James, and Ellie were also named the top achievers for their age at our provincial championships that we had at the end of May. So huge congrats to all of our athletes from the swim team for the 2022 Summer Games.
Excellent. Thank you, Councillor Hardy. Councillor Connors.
Thank you, Your Worship. I'm waiting for the next meeting when Councillor Barrett has a full month or longer to be able to explore Conception Bay South. He'll get from Chamberlain's or Topsail right to Seal Cove on his pedal bike. He can stop at my house along the way. It's right on the trail, there in Kelligroves. I'll help him out as well.
Are you providing locally brewed beers like 9 Penny then?
They will be brewed. I just can't say they will be locally, but they will be brewed. I also, just a couple of things I had to mention, wanted to congratulate Roger Powell on that accomplishment for junior hockey. It's been I suppose 10 or 12 years since that management group sort of took over the junior team here in CBS, and they have taken it to it's probably one of the best franchises for the junior league in St. John's. Everything that they provide the kids and the whole life learning experience that the kids get, plus they get to play on a very competitive team, which 3 years ago won the junior league and got the right to go away to the Atlantic. So that group is to be congratulated, and Roger himself certainly deserved that award. I want to do an update. We had an ATV committee meeting last night, and there was a lengthy discussion on the new Off-Road Vehicles Act, of course, and we especially talked about the designated areas of where ATVs, right? So we all know that land has always been an issue with the development of trails, and it's always been a challenge. There's not a lot of land in Conception Bay South for us to be able to get access to. But the new regulations have opened up some areas that we probably wouldn't think about farther back along, say, pole lines or stuff like that we could probably use to develop a trail. So I just wanted to let everyone to know that the committee will be looking at these new opportunities or options for the trail, and hopefully they may be able to link into some of the historical trails that are already there. But it's definitely an ongoing work in progress. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Connors. Councillor Hillier.
Yes, Your Worship, getting back to Councillor Barrett, Councillor Connors did make a comment while he was speaking that he's going in the wrong direction, because when you go from Chamberlain's to Lampan, you pedal up the shore, not down the shore. All right, so we'll get that straight as we go. Your Worship, just want to congratulate the graduating class of Queen Elizabeth and Holy Spirit. They're not into public exams now because of COVID, but they're certainly into their prom celebrations. This group, if you follow this group through, this is the group that entered high school just about the time that COVID started. All right, they came in September 2019. Everything shut down in March of 2020. So they've been affected their whole high school career, and some of us have been a long time out of high school, but we still remember the things and the importance that high school was to all of us, and they didn't have it. I happened to coach one of the groups in that age group, and we saw the disruption. You call for tryouts, and then everything shut down. You practice and schedule a tournament, and everything shut down. So it was really disruptive. And I just want to congratulate them on getting through to this point, and I guess wish them good luck as they move out of the gentle arms of the K-12 system and into post-secondary or wherever they move on from here.
Thank you, Councillor Hilliard. Yeah, it's extremely important to acknowledge the graduating classes and the students in school today. You have to go back a lot of years before you think of a generation that was affected so dramatically in this time period in their lives in our country. Probably even have to go back to the Second World War, maybe even beyond, and to have that kind of upheaval and disruption in your lives that affects you, that your memory of your graduation time and all that is different than those before you and those after you. So yes, congratulations to all of them, and wish them all the best. Deputy Mayor Goss, it's left to you and me after all these remarks.
Yeah, this is really a tough crowd to follow, being near the end of the line. So a couple of things. I'm going to just put a shout out to Theatre CBS, because I too attended their production on June the 3rd, the production of The Hollow, and I thought it was fantastic. It was quite a show at the All Saints Parish Hall. I commend the whole, the production team and the actors. And it was just fabulous, and I look forward to what they have in store in the future. On May 29th, a few of us attended the grand opening for Volcano Bakery, and I just want to, congratulate them once again. It was a beautiful day, and we all enjoyed some fabulous treats, and they have, I've since had their pizza, and they're right there in the center of the town, and if you haven't had the opportunity to visit there, then you're missing out for sure. So congratulations to them. If anybody has noticed, there's been lots of work done around Manuels River on the lower end of the trails. They've been working and rebuilding from the storm damage that they had over the last few months back. So one of their main fundraisers is on the go right now, and tickets are on sale now for the Manuels River Bobber Race 50/50 lottery. And the early bird deadline is July the 12th. So if you enjoy the trails and you like everything that Manuels River does, they are not-for-profit, jump online and get yourself a ticket and support the cause. And they will continue the great work that they're doing. And my last notice is the Municipal Assessment Agency. This is from a financial perspective, being the chair of finance. It's my duty to let everyone know that the Municipal Assessment Agency has issued the property assessments for the 2023 tax year. So check your mail or your computer, make sure you have your copy, and just to let everyone know, if you want to appeal your assessments, the deadline is July the 31st, and it has to be submitted to the Municipal Assessment Agency and not the town. And if you have need any further information, you can check on their website. And if you haven't received it, check with the finance department here at the town of CBS. And that's it for me, Mayor Ben. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Deputy Mayor Goss, and yes, I received my assessment. Thank you. I'm just going to touch on a few things. A lot of it's already been said tonight, and there's been a lot on the go because we're back doing things in person more than we've done in a long, long time. So I just want to start off by saying It was great to officially open the East Coast Trail starting point at Topsail Beach late last month. It's a new 53-kilometer section officially opened between Topsail Beach and Cape St. Francis to make the East Coast Trail 336 kilometers, I believe. Great to have the starting point in our town, and I want to thank the East Coast Trail Committee for all the hard work that they've done over the years, and to get to this point it's great. There was a small event down at Topsail Beach that included our neighbors for this portion of the Trail Paradise, Portugal Cove, St. Phillips, and Balleen, partnering to get this section completed with us. So it's fantastic to have that, and I told people there that if you're looking to get to the spout, you can park at Topsail Beach and start hiking. I'm not going to tell you how long it'll take you to get to the spout, but it definitely will get you to the spout if you start on the East Coast Trail in CBS. Councillor Morris talked about the Participation app. Look, we are third in the province. I believe we are 29th in the nation. So come on, CBS, get your minutes in. I know you're out doing it. Download the app. If you don't have the smartphone or smartwatch, just go online and log your minutes. You can just put it in right at the site. The key is to get your postal code in, register for the Community Better Challenge, and we'll get to the finish line on this one for sure. I know we're the most active community in Newfoundland and Labrador, and I think we might be one of the top active communities in the entire country. So let's do it officially. Let's get on the app, get on the website, and get it done. We're close. Yes, I want to reiterate the Volcano Bakery, fantastic day down there. Thank you to them for inviting us, and it's great to have that business in our community. And them lemon squares, oh man, I still think about them. Got to get some more. I was honored to be part of the 51st Annual Lions Club Charter Night, a fantastic community organization here in Conception Bay South that started not long, but before the town was the town of Conception Bay South, helping people and residents and doing community projects, and they've done so many over the years. It was great to be sharing their anniversary with them down there, and like we've mentioned earlier, you're going to see them this summer in a lot of places. They did the hot dogs at the cleanup. They're going to be down to the Canada Day celebrations. The Lions Club, if you're looking to join an organization of community spirit and giving back, I can tell you the Lions Club would love to have you on board, and they're a great organization, so fantastic to be there. Also, the Worsley Park 50 Plus group had their 38th annual anniversary dinner a couple of weeks ago. I was down there. It was great to be in attendance to see the folks and wish them well. And another great community organization where seniors get together and they have a bite to eat, they play cards, they play darts, they do some other social functions. So a great organization there. And if you're looking to join them, I'm sure they'd be happy to have you as well. The Hollow, I think, has been mentioned a couple of times tonight. I have to say congratulations to Susan Bunnell and the cast and crew of that production. It was fantastic, and the set was incredible. And I'm told that they all worked on the set, but it really put you there. So, and they did that at All Saints Parish Hall. Imagine when Conception Bay South has its own theater space, hey? That's something this council is imagining. So it'll be great when that happens, and we'll work hard towards that. And so bravo to the cast, and I also, you mentioned It's a Wonderful Life. They gave us a preview in that booklet that night that they're going to do It's a Wonderful Life again this fall. So I'm not sure if they're going to do it radio show style, but it'll be interesting to see the rendition. Congratulations to Theatre CBS. On June 6th, I was proud to raise the Shriners flag here in CBS to honor the work that they do for children's charity, for medical support for those who need it. And of course, the Shriners are known worldwide for this work, and we thank them for their efforts. I just want to note also that after we recognized Shriners Day on June 6th, we put the Ukrainian flag back up, unfortunately, because that is still affecting people there, and we do it to let the Ukrainian community, and we have some here in our own community of Conception Bay South now, people that have been forced out of their own country and become refugees here in Canada, and they're living here in Conception Bay South, and we welcome them, and they're here in our province, and our thoughts are with them, and we hope that that conflict comes to an end, and we hope the people of Ukraine find peace sooner rather than later. But the flag will fly until tomorrow when we raise another flag, and I'm sure it'll be back up again after that. This is a little different. I was pleased to represent the town at an appreciation event for municipalities, businesses, and organizations who have played a role in the production of the TV series Hudson and Rex. It was a dream of the late producer Paul Pope, to have the event, to thank those who helped make this show a success here in the Newfoundland and Labrador. It was a dream of his to do the show, and it's been picked up, I think they said, in 12 countries around the world, and it's growing in popularity, and it was fantastic to be there and help them celebrate that, and to pay tribute to Paul Pope, and join the other municipalities around the area to do that. I just want to note and condolences to the family and friends of one of our founding councillors here in Conception Bay South on the first council, Edwin Kennedy, who passed away earlier this month. And most people that have been in Conception Bay South a long time knew Mr. Kennedy, not only as a councillor, but as a businessman here, and a longtime businessman and contributor to the community. And I know that Councillor Barrett mentioned counts on the trailway at that one spot, and I know our Director of Economic Development set out trail counts earlier today. For the month of May in Conception Bay South, 46,672 counted using the trail systems within our town. That's incredible. I hope that the people that did that in May do it in June and get on that participation app and get us to number one. And just finally, I just want to mention that we've had some concerns from residents that live in the area of All Saints ball field regarding people that are using the facility overnight. And I just want to note that we are putting new signage up there and letting people know that this facility is for children. I believe it's up to 14 for this facility, and that people over that age and after hours shouldn't be there. And I just want the community and residents to know that if they know of people going down, that ask them not to, because people that are going down there and hitting balls outside the park that are older than the facility has its requirements to allow. Sometimes the balls go outside and they're going into neighborhoods and backyards and so forth, and residents down in that area are concerned about it. So hopefully we can bring that to a stop. We've let our enforcement know, and we've also spoken with the RNC inspector for the area, and they're aware, and they'll be doing some extra patrols in that area to hopefully help alleviate that problem. But the new signage down there will give them the power to take action and hopefully alleviate that safety issue. Okay, that's it for me tonight. Thank you for staying awake through all that. We're going to move on to the business of the day, and we've had all of our fun now, so let's move on to the tough stuff. And when we're talking tough stuff, we're going to go to Councillor Rex Hillier to lead the way with the Planning and Development Committee.
Yes, Your Worship. I want to bring forward this evening recommendations from our Monday, June 6th Planning and Development Committee meeting. First of all, 2 to 22 Barley Street. Be it so resolved that in accordance with Council's discretionary authority at sections 10.7 and 10.22.2 of the town's development regulations, application number 1630 received on May 10th, 2022 for the development of a tire shredding facility classified as a general industry use at 2-22 Barley Street be approved. So moved.
Seconder. Councillor Barrett. Discussion?
Yes, Your Worship. As it indicates, it's a tire shredding facility. This is a project coming out of, led by the province through MMSB. The company that is moving into Barley Street is the company that actually got the contract to shred these tires. And I know Councillor Barrett talked about the environment passionately. This is another example where tires that normally would be, I believe, normally now they're shipped out of the province and burnt in Quebec for energy. In our case, they'll be shredded into various sizes of aggregate, similar to various sizes of crushed stone, and then that product will be used in the construction industry. We've had, I believe, we had one resident or one set of residents concerned about what was going on there. They were concerned about smell and noise. We've talked to the company that's developing there. Everything is going to be inside, so any fumes, and they're saying there will be no fumes, will be left inside, and noise, they tell us, would not go outside of their property, so there's no impact on neighbouring residents. So we're looking forward to having this set up and as Councillor Barrett indicates, move forward in our environmental stewardship.
Further discussion? Okay, all in favor?
All right.
Contrary minded? Carried.
No, Your Worship. Number 5B, 224 Anchorage Road. Be it so resolved that in accordance with Section 6C of the town's commercial motor vehicle regulations, application number 1626 received on May 10th, 2022 for parking of a tractor-trailer truck at 224 Anchorage Road be approved. So moved.
Seconder. Councillor Hardy. Discussion? All in favor?
All right.
Contrary minded? Carried.
Number 5C, be it so resolved that in accordance with Section 7 of the town's commercial motor vehicle regulations, application number 1660 received on May 2nd, 2022 for parking of a tractor-trailer at 35 Dominic Drive be refused in consideration that property does not meet the minimum lot area requirement established by the regulations. So moved.
Seconder. Councillor Barrett. Discussion?
Your Worship, we got two here, similar applications. The difference is basically the size of the lots, the size of the space that's available for parking the vehicles. In one, space is available, and the other one doesn't meet our requirements.
Any other discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Contrary minded? Carried.
5D, 512 Conception Bay Highway. Be it so resolved that under the authority of Section 16 of the Urban and Rural Planning Act 2000, Conception Bay South Municipal Plan Amendment Number 21, 2022, and Development Regulations Amendment Number 39, 2022 be adopted. And further, be it so resolved that under authority of Section 19 of the Urban and Rural Planning Act 2000, Mr. Stephen B. Yepchek be appointed as Commissioner to hold a public hearing and complete a report respecting Municipal Plan Amendments Number 21, 2022, and Development Regulations Amendment Number 39, 2022. And further, be it so resolved that in accordance with a directive from the Department of Municipal and Provincial Affairs, a paper-based public hearing regarding Conception Bay South Municipal Plan Amendment Number 21, 2022, and Development Regulations Amendment Number 39, 2022 be held with a supplementary public hearing at 7 p.m. on July 25th, 2022 through the Zoom online meeting platform. So moved.
Seconder. Councillor Moores. Discussion?
Yes, Your Worship, that's a little bit long-winded. Just try and summarize it. Basically, what we have an application for rezoning at 512 Conception Bay Highway. It's a process. It's a collaborative process between the province and the town, and we're to the point now where the town is prepared to adopt the amendment, and going forward, we want to hold a public hearing basically on that amendment. So we've appointed Mr. Yepchek, who does these public hearings, and leading up towards July 25th, we will accept written summations, and on July 25th we will have a public hearing. We will get a report from Mr. Yepchek, and based on that report, the town will make a decision as to whether or not we approve that rezoning or not.
Any other discussion? Other than we'll promote the public part of it throughout our social media and Shoreline and all of the means we normally do, and we'll see if people want to have their say on this particular amendment. All in favor?
Aye.
Contrary minded? Carried.
Number 5E, be it so resolved that in accordance with Section 15 of the Urban and Rural Planning Act 2000, Municipal Plan Amendment Number 24, and Development Regulations Amendment Number 42, 2022 for proposed rezoning of a portion of the property at 1285, 1293 Conception Bay Highway be referred to the Department of Municipal and Provincial Affairs for determination of any provincial interest. So moved.
Seconder. Councillor Connors, discussion.
Your Worship, this is another rezoning application. It's earlier in the process, and we're working through that process.
Further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Contrary minded? Carried.
5F 44 Garden Road. Be it so resolved that the order issued on January 5th, 2021 regarding the property at 44 Garden Road, Conception Bay South, be rescinded. So moved.
Seconder. Councillor Connors, discussion. All in favor?
Aye.
Contrary minded? Carried.
5G 15 Rockland Heights. Be it so resolved that the application number 1652 received on May 13th, 2022 for an in-ground swimming pool at 15 Rockland Heights be approved on condition that no portion of the pool, pool deck, or security fencing extend forward of the front building line established by the dwelling on the property. So moved.
Seconder. Councillor Butler, discussion. All in favor?
Aye.
Contrary minded? Carried.
And Your Worship, the final committee report, as you can see.
Excuse me, Mayor Bent, I'm going to recuse myself. There's an item that was in discussion regarding Incinerator Road that I have previously declared conflict.
Okay.
Your Worship, these are the blanket statement. Be it so resolved that decisions and recommendations made at the Planning and Development Committee meeting on June 6, 2022 be accepted as presented. So moved.
Seconder. Councillor Moores, discussion.
Yes, Your Worship, while we brought 6 or 7 items forward for recommendation and vote, you can see that I believe there were 23 items on the agenda. This is our busy time of year, and busy is good when you're in planning and development, because that's where the money comes in when as we approve more developments and more houses being built and so on. So it's good to see a jam-packed agenda.
Perfect. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Contrary minded? Carried.
Thank you, Your Worship.
Thank you, Councillor Hillier. We'll await the Deputy Mayor's return. Okay, so we'll go to recommendations of Engineering and Public Works Committee. Chair, Councillor Gerard Tilley.
Thank you, Worship. Number 6A and 6B are carried over from our Committee of the Whole. 6A is regarding water and sewer upgrades, and this is for 2 particular areas, Cedar Crest Place off of Millwhite Road, and a stretch of land between Conception Bay Highway up to and including Forest Pond Road. So be it so resolved that approval be given to award water and sewer upgrades to Eric Taylor Limited for $1,775,229.70, including HST, and funds are to be taken from the capital project account. So moved.
Seconder. Councillor Hardy, discussion. All in favor?
Aye.
Contrary minded? Carried.
And 6B is transmission main engineering services. And of course, as everyone's aware, we did commission a study along a specific area where we had some water main breaks along our main transmission line. And so we are in the process now of getting that repaired. So be it so resolved that approval be given to engage CBCL to complete the next phase of the engineering services for the water transmission main upgrading at a cost of $91,213.22, tax included. So moved.
Seconder. Deputy Mayor Goss, discussion. All in favor?
Aye.
Contrary minded? Carried.
And your Worship, the rest of the recommendations are coming from our Engineering Public Works Committee meeting held on June 7th. 6C, approval to award Phase 48 water and sewer ratification. And of course, we're happy to see our our next phase of our water and sewer priority list to begin in the very near future. Be it so resolved that approval be given to award Phase 48 Water and Sewer to Blackdown and Construction Limited for the total of $2,425,791.60, including HST, pending required environment permit approvals, and funds are to be taken from the capital project account. So moved.
Seconder. Councillor Butler, discussion? Councillor Tilley, do you know if that work is going to start this year?
It's my understanding, yes, it is.
Okay, excellent. It's good to get back to water and sewer.
For sure, after.
Any further discussion? All in favor? Contrary minded? Carried.
And Your Worship, 6D, approval to tender for our 2022 street upgrading and paving. Be it so resolved that approval be given to tender for the 2022 street upgrading and paving sidewalks project. So moved.
Seconder. Councillor Hillier, discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Contrary minded? Carried.
And Your Worship, the next couple are approvals to award tender of disposal of a lot of our assets from Public Works. 6E is approval to award tender 22-02 disposal of assets for two 2012 International garbage trucks to Versatile Group Incorporated for $2,383.95, including HST. So moved.
Seconder. Sorry. Councillor Hardy, discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Contrary minded? Carried.
6F is an approval to award tender for the disposal of a 2008 GMC truck. So be it so, I gotta press the right one first. Be it so resolved that approval is given to award tender 22-03, disposal of assets, 2008 GMC C8500 Topic single action dump trucks to Versatile Group Incorporated for $2,958.95, including HST. So moved.
Seconder. Councillor Hardy, discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Contrary minded? Carried.
6G is an approval to award disposal of assets for a 2005 Sterling single axle dump truck. So be it so resolved that approval be given to award tender 22-04 disposal of assets, 2005 Sterling axle single axle dump truck to Versatile Group Incorporated at a cost of $5,028.95, including HST. So moved.
Seconder. Councillor Barrett, discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Contrary minded? Carried.
6H, an approval to award tender for the disposal of one Wacker Newsom drum roller. Be it so resolved that approval be given to award tender 22-05, disposal of asset 2007 Wacker Newsom drum roller to JSH Paving, plus at a cost of $3,047.50, including HST. So moved.
Seconder. Councillor Connors, discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Contrary minded? Carried.
And lastly, for disposal is the approval to dispose of one 2006 Chevy 3500 Unit 424. Be it so resolved that approval is given to dispose of Unit 424, a 2006 Chevrolet 3500 truck. So moved.
Seconder. Councillor Hillier, discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Contrary minded? Carried.
And the last one is a blanket recommendation, Your Worship, and before I read that, I just got a couple of items I'd like to bring forward. Just a friendly reminder to residents that the July 1st waste collection changes, and of course, please check your calendars and our website, because there is a change for garbage collection for that week. And of course, as well, as everyone is aware, school year is finishing up in the next couple of weeks, and we expect to see more kids and everything to travel on their holidays, so we ask everyone to exercise caution throughout the town, especially in our public areas. And I just wanted to touch base on the Duns Hill Road project that we have instituted over the past couple of weeks. I encourage anyone who has any questions or concerns that they do reach out to the town and Public Works Department, and of course, if you have any concerns or something that you'd like to see added or whatever, we'll certainly entertain any ideas that people bring forward. I kindly ask people that, you know, social media is their right to get on and I guess have their say, but, you know, officially, your best bet is to reach out to the town and certainly bring your issues forward there. So the blanket recommendation, be it so resolved that recommendations and decisions be made on June 7th, at the June 7th, 2022 meeting, be accepted as presented. So moved.
Seconder. Councillor Barrett, discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Contrary mind? Carried.
Thank you, Your Worship.
Thank you, Councillor Tilley. Now, recommendations from the Recreation and Leisure Services Committee Chair, Councillor Shelley Moores.
Thank you, Mayor Bent. So these are recommendations that came forward from, we had two meetings actually, May 30th and June 7th. The first one is regarding the pool closure. Be it so resolved that approval be given for the annual closure of the Conception Bay South Recreation Complex from August 1st, 2022 to September 6th, 2022. So moved.
Seconder. Councillor Hillier, discussion.
So yes, regular shutdown for the maintenance usually takes place during the last 2 to 3 weeks in August, but this year we've extended the time frame to allow for the safe installation and repairs of the roof of the recreation complex.
Any further discussion?
And
All
just
in
to-
favor?
And
Oh,
just
sorry.
to be clear, this is our least busiest time of year, hey?
Yes.
All in favor?
Aye.
Contrary minded? Carried.
Second one, approval to call tender, supply and installation of fiberglass shingle roof recreation complex ratification. Be it so resolved that approval be given to call tender for the supply and installation of a fiberglass shingle roof for the Conception Bay South Recreation Complex. So moved.
Seconder. Councillor Butler, discussion?
Just to note that this will start place, or the repair will start August 1st.
Thank you. Further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Contrary minded? Carried.
7C, approval to award limited call for bids, purchase and delivery of salt chlorination system. Be it so resolved that approval be given to award limited calls for bids, purchase and delivery of salt chlorination system to Clearwater Pools at a cost of $22,450 plus HST. Funds are available in 01-603-1000-5020. So moved.
The noted account. Any sorry, a seconder. We need a seconder for that. Councillor Connors, any discussion?
The lifeline for the system is usually 8 to 10 years, and with ongoing issues, it's prudent for the town to do the necessary work with the purchase of this equipment.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Contrary minded? Carried.
Okay, and last 7D is a blanket statement for the Recreation Leisure Service Committee report.
Me. There's an item on this for Chefs Trails, and I'm a volunteer with Chefs Trails, so I'm assuming that I'm in conflict and I should excuse myself.
Make sure you record your steps. Sorry. Be it so resolved that the recommendations and decisions of the Recreation Leisure Services Committee meetings of May 30th, 2022 and June 7th, 2022 be accepted as presented. So moved.
Seconder. Councillor Hillier, discussion?
You can see there was a lot of things that are going on, so I encourage everyone just to look at the minutes from both those meetings to see what we discussed.
Absolutely. All in favor? Contrary minded? Carried. Okay, recommendations of Financial and Administrative Services Committee, Chair Deputy Mayor Goss.
Thank you, Mayor Bent. Oops. Our first item from our meeting of June 6th is a manual check register. Be it so resolved that approval be given to ratify the payment of manual checks totaling $718,536.78. So moved.
Seconder? Councillor Morris. Discussion? All in favor?
No.
Contrary minded? Carried.
The next item, 8B, is our accounts payable check register. Be it so resolved that approval be given to pay capital checks totaling $258,402.75 as per the attached listing. So moved.
Seconder? Councillor Hardy. Discussion? All in favor? Contrary minded? Carried.
Item 8C is the direct payments, and be it so resolved that approval is given to ratify the direct payments totaling $415,337.23. So moved.
Seconder? Councillor Connors. Discussion? All in favor? Contrary minded? Carried.
So next one is 8D, our capital invoice approval. And this one has made a big jump at this meeting. So be it so resolved that approval be given to pay capital invoices totaling $1,705,481.21 as per the attached listing. So moved.
Seconder? Councillor Hillier. Discussion?
This is, Mayor Bent, this is our, all of our ongoing projects, our capital works projects here in the town, our library, our community park. There's lift station upgrades, shoreline stabilization, the traffic lights at Easton's Road and Perrins Road, some engineering for things we have going on, like the coastal assessment, our water and sewer upgrades. So there's lots of work going on in the town, so that's why this is we're spending lots of money.
Well, we should be making hay while the sun shines, and
Exactly.
this is the season for
Yeah.
doing that, so.
It's the season.
Yeah. All in favor? Contrary minded? Carried.
Item 8E is the tax recovery plan and tax receivable report. Be it so resolved that approval be given to accept the 2022 tax recovery plan as presented. So moved.
Seconder? Councillor Butler. Discussion?
This is just the annual plan that we reviewed on oh, I've lost it. My apologies. And I have to vote. That our committee reviewed, and it's something that we do annually, and we're just bringing it forward for ratification. The next item, oh, I'm sorry. Did I cut you off?
No, I was going to ask for a vote on that one, but.
Yeah, you better.
All in favor? Contrary minded? Carried.
Next item, 8F, is tax and other receivable adjustments. Be it so resolved that approval be given to adjust tax and other receivable accounts as follows. They're listed there, and these are all related to some business closures. So moved.
Seconder? Councillor Barrett. Discussion? All in favor? Contrary minded? Carried.
Okay, our next item is 8G, 2022 collection activity. Be it so resolved that approval be given to commence collection activity by water disconnection, power of sale, third-party collection, and legal action on the accounts in arrears for 2022. So moved.
Seconder? Second by Councillor Tilley. Discussion?
The committee reviewed and with the Director of Finance and went over. It is a standard procedure, and so we've there's a plan in process, and we've all approved this to go forward.
Yeah, it's not something that we like to do, but it's something that we have to do as prudent custodians of the taxpayers' dollars to ensure the running of the town, to protect the residents that are paying taxes. And of course, we'll go through whatever proper processes that are for the collection of the outstanding amounts. So Thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
Contrary minded? Carried.
Item 8A, Investing in Canada Infrastructure ISEP Application Update to 2021 Open Call. Be so resolved that the Town of Conception Bay South update its current application to the Investing in Canada Infrastructure Program to include projects as outlined below in order of priority. And so moved.
Seconder. Councillor Hardy, discussion.
So these are items that we decided on as a council, how we would, dollar money that we'd like to apply for, our priorities as a council, being our main priority being a community center, wastewater treatment upgrades, street paving and upgrades, water and sewer upgrades, Seal Cove Bridge replacement, and Phase 49 water and sewer, all totaling $60 million.
Any further discussion? I just want to say that these are projects that we've applied for funding for. We'll share with the province and the federal government if we get approval, and also that the town over the past few years, through its prudent management of our finances, paying down debt, have put ourselves in an excellent financial position to be able to carry these, and that's why we've asked for the numbers that we've asked for. We believe they're relatively in line for the needs for each one of those projects. And the top one, I will note, is a large sum, but we believe that the residents of Conception Bay South require and deserve a first-rate community center for our families, for our young people, for our seniors, for everyone. And we were desperately exposed at how bereft we are of indoor space during COVID when a number of facilities closed down and left us very exposed for our community groups and so forth, and leaving people wanting space. And the town of Conception Bay South, we are the largest, second largest, well, the largest town in the province, second largest municipality in the province, and the people here deserve the type of facility that we are looking at with the request for this. And we'll be seeking support and have already spoken with members of Parliament and provincial minister regarding this, and we will continue to have those talks because we believe this is something that the town of Conception Bay South should get and should have for our residents. And also, and I importantly note this, that this facility that we are looking for is of a regional nature, that it will serve more than just the town of Conception Bay South, Conception Bay Centre, and outlying areas from there as well. And we'll be looking for partners and supporters from other places as well, and our own community groups. I've talked to a few of them, and I know other councillors have as well, in their support for this project. It's something that this council believes in, is something we all heard during the election and before, and it's something that probably most everyone in the room has experienced from their own family or from people that they know, that the need for this space is crucial. And we're looking forward to being able to partner with the other levels of government to make this a reality. And that's why we put it up top on this list.
Exactly.
It's a big number, but it's a number we believe the residents of Conception Bay South deserve, and based on our financial prudence in the last few years, we have put ourselves in a position where we can do this, and we won't have to be going specifically in this route to taxpayers. So I'm glad to see this on the list, and hopefully we'll be able to get the support from the levels of government that we want. Any other discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Contrary minded? Carried.
Next item, 8I, is 77 Seal Cove Road. Be it so resolved that an order issued on August 21st, 2018, under the Municipalities Act 1999 and the town's waste disposal and property regulations, ordering the removal of all miscellaneous debris from the property located at 77 Seal Cove Road, Conception Bay South, be rescinded. So moved.
Seconder. Councillor Moores, discussion?
This was an order, as you can see, back in 2018, and it has been completed, and we are rescinding the order.
Perfect. All in favor? Aye. Contrary minded? Carried.
And our last item on the agenda for financial services is our blanket recommendation. Be it so resolved that decisions and recommendations of the Financial and Administrative Services Committee meeting held on June the 6th, 2022, be accepted as presented. The following items were discussed: enforcement and human services statistics, fire department statistics, municipal and provincial affairs staffing, capital projects update, taxes receivable and collection plans for 2022, the 2023 notices of assessment, tax classification review for the 2023 budget. So moved.
Seconder. Councillor Moores, discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Contrary minded? Carried. Thank you, Deputy Mayor.
Thank you.
Next is recommendations of the Economic Development and Tourism Committee. Councillor Christine Butler.
Thank you, Your Worship. Before I read the blanket recommendation, I do have a few little notes of interest from our last meeting. First of all, on our tourism map, the 2022 edition of the town's tourism map is now on our website and will be distributed throughout the town by the end of the week, should anyone wish to obtain a paper copy. The map includes trail information, things to do, places to visit, etc., etc. Energy NL Conference and Exhibition. The town was well represented at the recent Energy NL Conference and Exhibition that was held in St. John's from May 30 to June 2nd. The town was an exhibitor at the event with a strong presence, positioning the town as a strategic and conveniently located municipality for offshore oil and gas activity, and as an excellent place to live and raise a family. The event was a great opportunity to show support for the industry and ensure Conception Bay South remains top of mind for industry stakeholders when making investment decisions. Presentations by Newfoundland Hydro, Equinor, BP, Exxon, as well as companies focused on renewables such as Breyer Renewable Fuels, Pattern Energy, and Growler Energy, created a very optimistic outlook for the future of the industry within the province. There appears to be very exciting times ahead. And a little note on student employment throughout our town. The Conception Bay South Parks Commission have hired 2 students to assist with a variety of sustainability initiatives within the town, including the development of resources and materials that can be used to enhance business sustainability in Conception Bay South, as well as supporting the various Parks Commission projects and activities. The Conservation Corps' Green Team is back for another year, and we are excited to see the projects the 4-member team will complete this year at Chamberlain's Park, Manuel's River, Keep, and the community gardens. And finally, downtown CBS were successful in receiving funding to hire a student for 8 weeks to conduct member outreach and other initiatives led by the board. The student will be based out of the Commons at Villanova Plaza. And now I'll read the blanket recommendation, and I believe, Councillor.
Yeah, Councillor Butler, I have to declare a conflict on the blanket recommendation, as I have a family member under the conflict of interest rules who sits on the Chamberlain's Park Committee.
Yes, Your Worship, I'm in the same boat. I will live in proximity to that and declared a conflict.
Okay, a blanket recommendation. Be it so resolved that recommendations and decisions made at the Economic Development and Tourism Committee meeting of June 7, 2022 be accepted as presented. And you'll see the list there, and you can check for more information in the minutes. So moved.
Seconder. Councillor Connors, discussion? All in favor? Aye. Contrary minded? Carried. Thank you, Councillor Butler. Councillor Hardy has gotten her participation steps in tonight for sure. Going to let the other councillors in. Guys, don't forget to log your minutes. Right on, yep. Councillor Tilley's got his in already. There we go. You can bring your bicycle next week, Councillor Barrett. Anyway, thank you, Councillor Butler again. And at this point, we're up to other committee reports, and councillors sit on a number of committees outside of council committees. Does anybody have any updates from any of those they'd like to bring forward? Councillor Tilley.
Yes, Your Worship, I sit on the Eastern Regional Services Board. Just want to let you know that we have a new committee chair. He was appointed by the provincial government there last week. And Mr. Steve Tessier is the new chair for the Eastern Regional Service Board. So I'd like to take this opportunity to welcome Steve to the board.
Thank you, Councillor Tilley, and of course, Mr. Tessier sat in this chair at one point. Actually, yes, he did sit in this chair, was it? Yeah, we moved around that time, yeah, a couple of chairs. Any other reports? Yes, Councillor Moores.
I just want to remind everyone as member of the SORI committee about all the events that are ongoing, and most are all being advertised now. Some you have to have tickets for, some you don't, and there's, you know, a wide range of activities for everyone. So just to keep an eye out for that and remind people to have a look at that. One other thing I did want to say is I just want to wish Deputy Mayor Gass a happy birthday. I can't think of a better way to spend my birthday than being in chambers with all of you lovely people. So I hope you enjoy your evening.
I don't know if that tone was.
Thank you so much. I felt really special here this evening. There are 2 cakes there waiting for me, and we all shared it. Thanks so much. Mayor Bent, I attended the Northeast Avalon Joint Councils meeting on June the 8th. It wasn't a long meeting, but RNC Sergeant Karen Didham did speak on this time of the year about the speed that they noticed on the highways and roads, and they'll be ramping up, trying to maintain some enforcement on that. Randy Murphy, the president of the East Coast Trails System, he spoke at the meeting, talked about all the work they're doing, and they're looking to municipalities to, I think they're looking for some partnerships to help sustain the trails and whatnot. And he spoke for quite a while. It was very interesting, pretty passionate about the East Coast Trails. Yeah, it was a quick meeting, but those were the main things that came up at that meeting.
Thank you, Deputy Mayor. Anybody else have a report from outside committees? Barring then we will move towards adjournment, and we'll finish off by saying, again, happy birthday, and thank you for taking your special day and spending it with us. I thought I sounded a little more sincere than Councillor Morris, but I'm sure.
I was being very sincere.
She was very sincere, yes, absolutely. So so I'm going to ask for a motion to adjourn. Councillor Hardy, seconded by Councillor Tilley. All in favor? We are adjourned. Thank you. We'll be back again on July the 12th, and enjoy the next